Hello and many thanks for joining me on Express Update. I am Peter Intia. Coming up in our stories, GS 6 clearance extension to pay unpaid teachers after picketing protest. GMED workers demand immediate enforcement of conditions of service. Women's Development Bank key to bridging credit gap for female entrepreneurs, according to Bank of Ghana. And lastly, avoid visa agent. US General Counsel warns Ghanaians over fraud and rejection. Stay with us for the detail. And now the news in detail. Steps are being taken to resolve the salary delays and staff ID issues that has led to newly posted teachers to picket at the Ministry of Education.
A statement from GS indicates that the Ministry of Education has requested an extension of expired financial clearance from the Ministry of Finance to enable payment of nearly 10 months' salary arrears and issue IDs. Of the over 12,800 teachers recruited in September 2024, over 200 and 600 still face payment or ID issues.
Meanwhile, Clock TV's news desk gathered responses from the aggrieved teachers on the situation and their message to the Ministry of Education and the service. Let's take a look.
My name is Kofi Simon. I'm one of the volunteers for the group, trained teachers from the Colleges of Education 2022 year batch. And so right from yesterday, we've been here to make a follow-up on our issues, our pending staff IDs, and then people with staff IDs without salary. And so as of yesterday, by this time, we were here in our numbers. We had an address from a Deputy Director of Education from the GES, of which later we had to go and put our petitions on paper and submit. We did that and then waiting for a response. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a response when later in the day, a team of, should I say, police were brought in to drive us out of the premises. We decided to stay here till this morning, and fortunately for us, when we woke up, we heard or we saw a release from the GES PRO acknowledging our petition and then measures that have been put in place to have our issues resolved. So at the moment, we are trying to cope with them as far as the release is concerned, and then we are trying to disperse our members to go home. But we are not going to relax, we are not going to rest. We are going to give ourselves some days and then be hoping that as they've promised, they will just deliver on their promises. Otherwise, we will come back stronger. And so all that we are telling our members is that for now, everybody should have patience. Let us go home and then attend to our duties. But we are giving ourselves some timeline, after which if we don't get any proper response or feedback, we'll come back here stronger.
Actually, we didn't leave. It's just that most of us are coming from afar. So we just look for a place in town. We slept over and we are back here this morning because we believe that if we don't take this action, the problem will persist. We are not happy for the fact that we are in this premises. What are we even doing here in the first place? We are supposed to be in the classroom teaching, but see us, we are here, and which is not even the best. The majority of us have remained here because we want the authorities to take actions. They should address our issues. We came here, number one, for our staff IDs. Majority of us don't have staff IDs. Number two, we have not, those of us with staff IDs have not been paid for the past 10 months. In fact, when we came here yesterday, the kind of reception they gave us was very poor. This is not what we are demanding from our employers. The fact that we are employees doesn't mean that we should be treated with what? Disdain. The treatment, the reception they gave us yesterday, I'm sorry to say that it was so disrespectful. Imagine if we are their case, if we are their family members, would they treat us like that? That is not the best way to treat human beings. We are indeed passionate about the job, but we can't do the job at the detriment of our well-being. We can't do the job at the detriment of our what? Our well-being. Who are we trying to impress? Is it the kids or the head teachers or those officials at the district office or the ministers or the deputy? No. We are passionate about the job. We love our kids and we are ready to teach them at any time. But then they have to fulfill the other side of the bargain, which is what? Paying our salaries on regular basis. If they fail to do it, we are coming back. We are coming back. And this time around, we will mobilize properly. Majority of our colleagues are home. Why are they not here? Because most of them don't have money to pay for, yes. And that is why they are home. But I can assure the entire public that if by next month this problem is not resolved, They are all, whichever way they'll look for money to come over here, they'll all come over here. And this time around, you'll not see this number over here. The number will be more than what you have seen. Thank you very much.
Away from that story, staff of the Ghana Meteorological Agency are demanding the immediate implementation of their long-delayed conditions of service. Despite reaching an agreement with management years ago, the workers say their welfare concerns remain unaddressed amid challenging and unsafe working conditions. Public Services Workers Union leader Pastin Ahenkan Ejui has pledged actions to enforce the agreement. The situation mirrors similar frustrations among nurses and midwives, reflecting broader dissatisfaction across the public sector. Away from that story, the Bank of Ghana says the creation of Women's Development Bank is crucial for improving access to credit for women-led businesses in sectors like agriculture, trade, and technology.
Speaking at the 2025 African Financial Inclusion Policy Initiative, First Deputy Governor Dr. Zakari Mumuni highlighted the initiative as part of Ghana's broader gender-inclusive financial agenda. Backed by 51.3 million Ghana cedis seed founded in the 2025 budget, the bank promised by President Mahama will offer low-interest, flexible loans to empower women economically. The BOG views this move as both a social and smart economic strategy.
Beyond access, ladies and gentlemen, we are also committed to gender-inclusive finance. In 2023, Ghana joined the African Development Bank's AFAWA initiative, supporting financial institutions to unlock credit for women entrepreneurs through risk-sharing instruments and technical assistance. Even more, under the leadership of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, Ghana is establishing a Women's Development Bank with a seed capital of over 51 million Ghana cedis allocated in the 2025 budget. This institution will directly address the persistent credit gap faced by women-led businesses, particularly in agriculture, trade, and in the tech areas. These initiatives reflect our belief that women's financial inclusion is not a social obligation, but a smart economic strategy.
And in our last story, the U.S. Consul General in Ghana, Mr. Elliot Fettig, has warned Ghanaians against using visa agents or consultants, stating that such intermediaries often mislead applicants and reduce their chances of success. Speaking on the media, he stressed that the visa process can be done independently through the official U.S. Embassy website. He noted that many rejections are linked to inaccurate or incomplete applications submitted by unauthorized third parties, and urged applicants to rely solely on official embassy channels for accurate guidance. And that's all we have for you on Express Update. Thank you for staying with us. I am Picketing. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.